The thoughts, views, and opinions of SLYTalk are strictly those of the host and guest, and not necessarily those of the management and owners of More 94 FM. This is SLYTalk.
Relationship blues? Perplexed? Confused? Bothered? Hurt? Yeah. Sounds like you could use some SLYTalk. Here we go. More entertainment is definitely here on 194.9. I am your girl, Sly, and you are all the way tuned into SLYTalk. Unfiltered, unedited, unrehearsed relationship talk. Thanks for kicking it with us on this awesome Sunday evening. If you missed last week's show, drop into our YouTube channel to catch this and all previous episodes of SLYTalk. Our YouTube handle is SLYTalk. That's SLYTalk, all one word. Last week's topic was a rare thing is it to be forgiven by a man than by a woman for being unfaithful. The irony. Heavy topic, guys. I think we came to the conclusion that locally, at least, we have a larger number of forgiving females than we do males. But you've got to listen to hear some of the interesting reasons why forgiveness is not always the main course for a guy. So give it a listen. Today's show is sponsored by The Giggle House. The Giggle House provides day and evening care for potty-trained kids, ages 3 to 15, for those moments when you'd like to just get out of the house and, you need somebody to keep the little ones. They also have an after-school pickup service for those moms and dads that simply cannot break away to do the pickup. Give them a call today at 816-8171, or you can head on over to their Facebook page to learn how you can sign up for your romantic evening with your man or leading lady. But without the kiddies, of course. SLYTalk encourages you to join in as a couple. Sometimes listening together and in identifying with other views that persons may have on panel is all you really need to curb a really bad situation. If he or she is next to you, is not next to you, you can be sure to send them a text message or give them a ring to get them tuned in. For those of you that are tuned in, jump in the car, get those wine glasses ready, and let's start the show. Today on panel, we have the beautiful Jackie. Hi.
Hey.
Terrio, who's divorced.
Hey.
My co-host, Paradise Abaco, from the Facebook following Real Questions Women Want to Answer. He is also divorced. Hi, Abaco.
Hey, hello, Bahamas.
And our girl, Cece, will be joining us in a little bit. I'm your girl, Sly, and I am happily married. If you would like to call in during the show, remember the numbers to dial are 341-6673. That's 341-6673. Or you can send us a WhatsApp message at 816-8187. Or as always, hit us up on either of our social media handles, Facebook or Instagram, at SLYTalk. That's all one word, SLYTalk. Today we're discussing the toxic mouth. You know, the one you use to curse your mate or cut him or her down to socks. Today we discuss vocal infractions in a relationship. The things you say that can make or break your relationship, be it permanently or temporarily. Many of us say things that we are unaware hurts our lady or our favorite guy. But we'll find out today what those little mishaps are. We deliberate and you judge. Our topic for today, can your mouth be your own worst enemy in a relationship? Terrio, what do you feel are some of those things that women say that can really damage a man mentally or emotionally and subsequently damage a relationship?
I think it's my personal opinion. I mean, especially for let me not say Bahamian women because I get shoot, but women in general.
Yes.
Women in general, like they often like. It's a good thing to have positive reinforcement as a guy. You want to have that, but sometimes when you say you go overboard, sometimes look at this car. Look at this car. He got all this. You got all that. And it's good to get the advice. Sometimes, but you all say a lot. Like I don't need you. I don't need.
But that's only when rowdy come.
No, that comes when when you first meet someone, they tell you, they give you that full story. Like I'm just looking for.
Is that a red flag?
That's all type of flag. That's a real flag. But women say a lot sometimes that they don't necessarily want. They just say it for the sake of saying it, and then they have to retract.
You think so?
Yeah.
Jackie, you think we say things just as there?
Well, the question was for both genders, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I think people in general, say things that
he's trying to single us out, Jackie,
or threaten to ruin the relationship.
Well, we know what men say because we lie to get women in the first place. So that's usually
such a noble admission.
Yeah, that's how it happens. Because there's the Me Too phase. When you meet someone, it's always me too. I like cornflakes. Me too. Whatever. We put our foot in our mouth.
That's real shallow, though.
No, man, let's be real. Like a guy trying to get
me too is ambitious.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to mirror you so that you can like them.
You have to find compatibility.
That's shady. That's not.
That's what he's saying.
I'm admitting to that. That's what guys do.
He's messed it up.
They do the Me Too thing, and then you get to women do the Me Too thing too. They're attracted to the guy.
It's like commonality.
It's right, and then that's when your foot gets put in your mouth. Is when it's time to do what you said you actually prefer to do or like. And, that's when it gets interesting.
So do you think people say things that they do you think people really want to hear the truth in relationships?
That's a good question.
I mean, I don't always want to hear the truth. I may ask, babe, how's my hair today? And you dare not.
I would tell you how your hair looks. Because
even if it looks horrible?
If it looks bad, then you need to get it done. Now, that's the difference. If I say it looks bad...
But you ain't coughing up. Are you coughing up?
Of course. I'm saying, if I say it looks... it's depending. If you go get a style that you feel super confident with and you come in here looking like a peacock or like a cockatoo, I'm going to say, hey, listen, now, honestly, I know you think this look good. This hairstyle looks great on Halle Berry and stuff. But
really? You go throw Halle Berry in there?
I'm just saying, because I'm sure you got you all got a reference point. You got like a picture of the person who had it that you think looked good with it, and you think you can, So I'm going to correct you right there. Hey, don't do that.
That's for Halle Berry. That
ain't for you. Like, now, if you like for me...
You don't think that's hurtful?
That ain't for you, boo.
What would you prefer? Me say, oh, baby,
no, I don't need you to tell me nothing, but no Halle Berry.
So I'd be like, oh, you look so nice, girl.
No.
And then you walk outside and no dudes look at you.
I hear what Sherron is
saying. It's very easy. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jackie.
So she's saying that she appreciates you telling her that her hair is not right for her, but don't bring in another woman.
Yeah, right. You don't want me to say. You don't want me to talk. You just finished telling me you don't want me to tell you about the car.
That's right.
Okay, so why are you trying to throw in Halle Berry?
Because Halle Berry.
That's a high standard,
I know.
That Halle Berry.
That's when the man says too much.
Yeah, that's when we go overboard.
So if I compare you to
anything,
to another guy that's really, really suave, and I mean, Debu and I,
it's not cool.
Is that cool?
Let me put it like this, right? It depends on how you do it. Like, in some cases when you're...
I don't think it depends now.
It does.
Come on.
Like, seriously, like, you could be like, you look nice as such and such. But depending on how you say it, could either make me feel, it could give reassurance, or it could just make me feel extremely insecure and just be like, why?
I don't know a guy that would feel reassured by me saying, I really like how his hair looks over there.
No, but that's not saying you like how his. You're comparing me. You're saying you look look better than that person. Maybe a huge.
His haircut might be dope, and I'd say, well, I think you should. I really like that haircut. You should try that haircut. Well, is that going to hurt your feelings, or is that going to make you go out and get that haircut?
It depends on if I think I'm a pie or not.
What do you think, Abaco?
Well, I subscribe to the biblical standings, and it's Proverbs 21 and 23. Whosoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. So
really,
right. So with that being said, sometimes it's better to less is more. Sometimes, but jumping right into it, I have some questions from some texters. I would like to.
Go ahead.
Okay. A question that came in from one of the texts is this. Let me find it right quick. Okay. The question is, if I share, a texter sent in, if I share with my husband something my daughter told me in private, my husband would drop small hints to my daughter in the next conversation, letting her know what she told me. I share these things with my husband because we're a couple and we're her parents. I feel he should know what's going on with his daughter. I've asked him time and time again not to do this. I don't want my daughter thinking she can't confide in me or trust me. What should I do? Should I keep secrets from my husband, or should I just keep it to myself?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Jackie.
So
what do you think?
I think that's intervention time. I mean, you have to pull your husband aside and say, look, I'm sharing this information with you. I'm telling my daughter it's just between the two of us. If I cannot trust you to keep it confidential, I will not continue to share it with you.
But you don't think he's doing this in a way to feel a part of that whole...
Even so, I mean, if that's what he's doing, he has to find another way to do that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Marcia?
I understand what she's trying to do, but I don't agree with it at all. I mean, I think I'm not a parent, but I would think that you can comfortably have a relationship, mother-daughter, bonding time, and not disclose anything to your father, and everybody has their relationship separate and apart. Now, if it is something that is detrimental, something major where both parents have to be involved, that's different, of course. It cannot be a secret, but there are going to be things that you tell your mother that you're not going to tell your dad, and vice versa.
I totally agree.
So, as a father myself, what if my daughter is disclosing information that she wants to go dating and stuff that most fathers want to be involved in? Should she disclose that information?
Do you agree that some fathers can't handle that type of information?
As a father, you eventually have to deal with it.
But remember, the mother wanted to include you, but if you keep being a blabbermouth, she's going to have to not share that information.
I totally agree.
I mean, you're putting her in a difficult position because the daughter is saying this in confidence.
Let me ask another guy in the room.
I rarely find a guy that's a blabbermouth.
Really?
That's just saying that. That's just no. The things you consider a guy being a blabbermouth about isn't that. Now a guy might brag.
But that's a blabbermouth.
Hold on. See, hold on. We talking the category of blabberness. Okay, a new word here, blabberness.
Okay.
Women blabber.
Okay.
That's it. Like flat.
This is a matter of
hands
opinion,
down.
by the way.
This isn't matter. This is facts.
Okay.
That's why they got talk shows. That's why they got everything that's all centered around blabber.
I resent that comment.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Y'all got barbershop.
But we're specifically talking about this incident where he is blabbering to the daughter about things that the
confided in the mother. Yeah.
I think.
You don't think that's blabbermouth?
Here's the first part that I think should have happened, right? If the mother found something out, I think she should have come to the dad, especially if they are, parents and they are. It's a good relationship, and then you should sit down with your child regardless of the scenario, because if the dad is concerned about something, that's like you telling me something and then saying don't be concerned about it. She feels like she's dying, but she just told me don't mention it to her, don't be concerned. So a guy is going to be concerned. He's going to maybe raise it up.
Overall, the conclusion is that she should keep it to herself, or
I would keep it to myself. I would, if the first time fails, don't try again.
Okay.
That's how I feel. But let me drop a question from Samantha from our Facebook platform. She says, my boyfriend laughs when I'm crying after an altercation. It hurts more than anything, but it doesn't faze him because he's a natural goofball, and I know that, which is what attracted me to him. But it still doesn't change the fact that it hurts. I expect him to console me in these situations, not to deepen the wound. I would never tell him that because he would probably laugh, but it's true. What do you say to that, too?
She knew what she was getting.
Yeah, but what she's saying is that he's a natural goofball. Like, she's a really humorous type of person, and that's obviously what attracted her to him.
But there's pros and cons to having a goofball, and that's some of the cons. That's the downside right there, that he can't take this seriously.
Yeah, that's a sad situation if he can't take a serious situation seriously. There's a time you can be a
So what should she do? What do you think she should do, Jackie?
Well, that's a compatibility issue, too, because even though you might like a goofball trait, you have to know to what extent.
Right.
So if it's to the extent that he's never serious and relationships require some serious times, then that might not be the right fit for her.
Mm-hmm.
He may need another goofball who thinks that everything is something that you laugh about. So I think that she should search to see if this is the relationship for her.
Right.
Maybe it's his coping mechanism. maybe that's how he deals with things.
Yeah, because some people can't deal directly with issues for real. That's a good point.
You know the Bahamian saying, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah.
So maybe that's how he deals with it. She said she never had a conversation about it. Give him a chance. Talk to him about it and see. Make a decision after that.
And some people laugh when they're nervous, but it's still something that needs to be addressed. So she needs to know whether this is for her, or like Marcia said, find out if this is something that, I think people are who they are. I don't think that he can change that about himself.
But do you think you should say how you really feel all the time? Like,
I think
most times, yes.
Yeah, I think you should. It's important though.
You just have to be mindful if you're going to hurt someone's feelings, but honesty is the best policy. Wasn't that what we were talking about?
Is honesty the best policy, Abigail?
Some people actually say they don't like the truth. Like, I've had people say they don't want to know everything. And so I think when you have those people, you have to be sensitive to what they want. So, again, it becomes preference.
I think
I need to know the truth.
I think not knowing everything and not knowing the truth is two separate things. Because I could not tell you everything. I could be discretionary about certain things. Technically, right. But now, if you ask a question and I say, I'm just not going to answer you honestly, then that's a whole different scenario. That's a whole different ballgame, too.
According to you, to me, it's not different.
That's a great segue into my next question I got from a texter. This is the question. It was sent by a texter. She said her current boyfriend asked her, was her ex-boyfriend better in bed?
Oh my God.
And she said yes. And she said yes. And now her current boyfriend is upset. Her question is there such a thing as too honest, or as being too honest in a relationship? Can your mouth ruin your relationship? Now, I heard CC mention that honesty is the best policy or something to that effect.
And I asked if it was, and you didn't answer me.
No, because I remember this question. What do you guys think?
Why ask the question you're not
really want the answer to?
Listen, don't be bitter, be better.
There you go.
Right,
that's all.
Right, but you
don't want to hear nobody telling you somebody else slinging better than you, boy.
I know ain't nobody better than me, but I'm trying to say though, like, that would have been, don't be bitter, be better.
Was she wrong for being honest?
I think that's
No, she's not though.
I think that's foolish.
No.
She's not wrong. Don't ask.
I don't agree.
Okay,
I don't agree.
I think it's foolish of him to ask the question, first of all. But as the woman, I think that even if he asks a foolish question, I think she could now say, you know what, I'm going to flip this around. And she can decide, I am not going to, first of all, you're not going to answer that question. I don't think that you should.
Thank you. I
think you should say something clever like, nobody compares to you, but,
That's a great way to deal with it. That's a great way to deal with that.
But don't tell him that someone else is better. That's just a no-no.
Their egos are a little bit fragile.
No, I think you should not say that.
No, but I mean, I don't think he was expecting, like, you hear what he was saying, that he feel like he's the best in the world. I don't think generally a guy thinks that he's any less than the ex.
Is that a mental lock? Though, if I say to you that I've had experiences that were better, do you lock that into your brain, or do you eventually attempt to fix the situation?
Why share that though?
Personally,
but I say certain things
like, why would you share that ever?
That's the past, and you shouldn't.
Don't ask.
I want the question. I want you to answer the question though. I really want that question answered. Is it a lock? Is it something that you guys lock in your brain?
I guess you have a mental picture,
or is it?
Well, no, I think like this.
Do you work extra hard?
Nope.
As a man, we tend to have a roadblock sometimes. So we try to feel that no one was there before. I mean, even though there were guys before,
right?
Me or whatever, you tend to.
You don't want to think about it.
Yeah, you don't want to think that someone else was.
I mean, let's be real though. Let's be real though. People say, like, you really want to know who's been in the room before you? Like,
doesn't matter.
Just doesn't matter. If the bed feels fine, lay in it. Sleep. Once you don't see no mites or no, what would you call them, bed bugs, and the mattress clean, go to sleep, buddy. Don't worry about it. Somebody tested it before. Somebody had to test for quality assurance and bounceability. That mattress has been tested.
So the underlying question was, is this such a thing of being too honest in a relationship? You guys
I think in that situation that, yes. I think for you to say that, yes, my ex was better, that's saying too much.
Don't ask. But don't be bitter, be better.
Don't be bitter,
be better.
I agree, don't ask. But if he does, I think that it would be too honest to say my ex was better.
So in that scenario, let me plug something in there. In that scenario, right? Whereas he asked the question, if someone asks you, have you cheated on me? Are you going to answer? You say honesty is the best policy.
No, you have to be honest about that now, Sly. Come on, because it's not the same thing.
We're in 2017.
Okay, here's a test. Here's sort of like a marker. When you have an issue where you have to choose to be honest or not honest, always be kind. So,
agreed.
If you're going to tell the man that his ex is better, that's unkind. If you're going to tell a man that I didn't cheat on you and you did cheat on him, that's unkind.
Correct.
So I think that you have to be kind.
That's a thin line.
I don't think it's that thin, but I mean...
That's a thin line to walk. Because what you're saying is that you want the truth, but you don't want it.
No, we're saying the truth is best.
You know what?
But there are exceptions
to the rule.
You know what is interesting? And you mentioned the question, okay, if my ex is better, do I divulge this information? What if he is better and there are things that your partner can improve on that you would like to improve on? So
you don't use that. You don't take it that route. No.
Do you just settle for C grade when there's room for improvement, or like
you better don't come to me. You better don't come to me and tell me.
Well, then you better don't go to your significant other and ask that question. Too many times men look for ego trips. Don't ask.
You know, something you always get is the how many people you've been with question, or how was it before.
Should a woman be honest with that question?
Like I personally, let me put it like this to you. I do not care. Like real talk. Because
I would like to know.
It's fine.
Actually.
She could tell you whatever, but multiply it. He could tell you whatever, but multiply. Nobody's going to be... If you sleep with 20 guys, you ain't going to tell nobody that. You're going to be like, 2. You know? You're like... and you're the second person. That ain't the truth. You know that ain't the truth.
So, Sly, do women usually... Are they usually honest with that question? No? How many
well, in all honesty, one of our
if you have a double-digit number, would most women be honest with that?
Are you proud of a double-digit number?
I don't think anybody would be proud, but of double digits.
It's some realities. It's some people's realities, but just like one of our WhatsApp our texters said a few minutes ago on WhatsApp, she said the person should just say, "Am I not with you? I'm with you," right? That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know.
That's a good response.
Yeah, that's
then he's going to say, "Oh, see, you can't say that.
Thank you.
You can't say that I'm better."
That's not going to end right there.
It's not going to end there.
So that means yes.
That means you want dig. You know what they say, but digging. You know what they say, but digging.
Thank you.
Don't dig.
But he may say, we're supposed to be one now. You're my woman. You should be able to share everything.
You know what I think relationships should really be about? When you meet a person, you seek to build forward. You don't go to a property and worry about which ancestor owned it and how much slaves get killed on the property. You got a new foundation.
It's actually relevant.
You got a brand new property. Mm-hmm. You build a foundation. You don't build your foundation on old stuff. You dig in the dirt and you put down a foundation. That's what you do to build a home. You want to build a relationship, you dig a new foundation and build on it. That's it.
I have another question that came in. And this came in from a wife, a married couple. The question is, how should I deal with an overbearing mother-in-law? A texter said, whenever there is an issue in the marriage or argument, her husband runs to her mother and tells her everything. This is causing friction in my marriage. Please help.
The husband, go again.
The husband runs to his mother.
To his mother.
Tells her everything.
Mama's boy.
The Bible says leave and cleave.
And she said this is causing friction between the mother-in-law and the mother because essentially, you know, when they're arguing, you know, he spills everything. But of course, when they get back together, she's still holding resentment towards the wife.
Right.
She needs some help because it's causing friction.
But that happens even though, you know, that situation there is a wife-husband situation that happens even in dating.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know, where you get really, really cool as the female, you get really cool with the guy. I mean, the guy's parents or the family, and then, you know, it turns into something else.
So what are you saying, that this would have shown its face before they got married?
Possibly.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Hey.
I think if you're with a person and you can't have a conversation that is left between you and that person is trying to go to everybody else, then you need to reevaluate what it is you're doing.
Yeah.
Hey. Watch your mouth. More relationship talk. It's in a moment when SLYTalk returns.
Hey, you. Yeah, you in the car right now. You're listening to your favorite radio station, More 94. So guess what? Step out the car, pull out your smartphone, and keep listening. More music never stops. You can keep listening live on your phone with the More 94 mobile app.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's me, Sierra.
What up? It's yours truly, Kimmons.net, and I want to remind you to download the More 94 mobile app to receive hot exclusives. Check this out. To your phone. More 94 Live. More entertainment is on More 94. Yours truly, Big L in the building alongside Kimmons.net. It's the morning after show. Exclusive video stream. Now that's giving you more. Yeah, you know what it is. It's Rock Quilly, and it's all about the More 94 mobile app. It's your boy Cam and Comfort checking in. Right there on the beat. Hey, just search More 94, download and install. Available in your Google Play and Apple App Store. So if your favorite song is on, keep listening by hopping on the More 94 mobile app and press play. More entertainment on More 94.
Gather, recharge, relax, and indulge at Wendy's 4 Cafes.
I could smell the coffee now.
Enjoy a fully loaded cafe with an assortment of 13 decadent cakes, cheesecakes, cupcakes, and muffins. Wendy's Cafe premium beverages of lattes, star espressos, and macchiatos is the right stuff for any affair. Come sip and stay with the exceptional taste of Wendy's Cafe. Cable Beach, Marathon, Domestic Airport, and Pioneers Way Freeport.
Are you ready? Let's get started. It's time to get up. Good morning. Here's what you missed on the morning after show.
Does the size of this engagement ring really matter? 194, what's up?
Not the size, because it could be cubic zirconia. It's the quality of the diamond.
Oh, so it does matter then?
It does matter.
So if you got a cubic zirconia,
You just turned it away?
That ain't a real diamond, so that ain't me. I don't want that.
194, what's up?
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, so this is how I feel, right? Well, the guy making a lot of money, fine, he can splurge. But between you trying to get a house or something sensible, I don't see the big deal.
Right.
With the ring.
Makes sense. You're making sense.
Let me ask you this. Are you married or engaged?
Neither.
Have you ever been proposed to?
Yes, I have.
And why did you turn the ring down?
Oh, no, I didn't turn the ring down. He cheated on me, so I walked out.
Oh, he's a loser.
Did you keep the ring?
I threw it back at him with the new girl in the apartment when I got
More entertainment is on More 94. Yours truly, Big L in the building alongside Kimmons.net. It's the morning after show. Your dose in the morning after show. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Only on the station giving you more in the morning. Got it like that. More 94. Let's go. More entertainment.
More 94.
The entertainment capital of the Bahamas.
Yeah.
We built a better radio station to entertain you.
That's only the plan.
More entertainment is on More 94.
Relationship blues? Perplexed? Confused? Bothered? Hurt? Yeah. Sounds like you could use some SLYTalk. Here we go. Our sponsors for the day is the Giggle House. For that romantic evening with the kids, give them a call today. It's 816-8171. That's 816-8171. If you're just joining us and want to be a part of the conversation, the numbers to dial are 341-6673. That's 341-6673. We want to hear from you. You can also WhatsApp us a message at 816-8187 or hit us up on Facebook or our Instagram platform at SLYTalk. That's SLYTalk. All one word. Our topic today is, can your mouth be your own worst enemy in a relationship? What about someone who's says no to an engagement ring in public? Like, your guy like does this entire engagement party, and you just don't feel ready. You're not ready to get married, and you're like, no.
No, you have to say yes, just for that moment, and then.
Girl, do you know the damage you do if you say yes?
Say yes.
If you say
no,
if you say yes,
I wouldn't say yes though.
But you still can say no. I mean, hold on. I prefer you saying yes in public and then put me to the side in private. You still say no.
Is that damaging though?
Why can't
what? Either way?
Oh my God, that's death.
What do you think, Jackie? You don't think that's damaging to say yes?
I wouldn't say yes or no, but I'm not going to say yes. Maybe I'll smile and show a good face. And maybe when I hug him, well, I'm not going to say yes publicly, and then no, I can't.
And I agree with you, Jackie, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to say yes. Maybe people looking for a wedding.
Maybe I'll pull him. Maybe I'll pull him close and say, I can't stand this public thing or something, like throw it off, but I can't say yes and I can't say no on the spot.
I would have to say yes. I'm going to lie. I'm sorry. I'm going to lie for that moment, pull you aside, and then say, when I said yes, I really meant no. I didn't want to embarrass you. I'm so sorry. Can I please keep the ring?
What? Say, can I please say what?
You want
I'm joking. I won't.
You're not joking. You want that ring.
I'll keep the ring.
I have a question.
If you ask.
Go ahead.
We're in the age of social media and
oh my God.
we're talking about oversharing. We're talking about being, your mouth getting you in trouble. But a question: how can you get your partner to stop oversharing or sharing your relationships ups and down on Facebook?
Oh, this is a big one.
When they see nothing wrong with it.
Oh my gosh. Why are you with them though?
Oh, I hate that.
No, but I mean initially.
You're talking about someone who's married or in a...
No, any stage of relationship. Like when you're going through something.
I think that's a red flag.
That's a problem.
No, but some people feel like
that's a real problem.
You know what I think though? You know what I think? Some people do not have an outlet. They don't have anywhere to put that, right, to vent, to give that information to. And so, if you're not the type of person who I could talk to as my boyfriend or my husband or whatever.
Don't put it on the other person.
No, I'm just saying. But I'm saying that person has no outlet. What do they do?
No, but that's still not, that's not an excuse. To me, it's a red flag. If you have someone who does that, that's to me a scary person to share your life with.
I mean, because on one end it sounds all hunky-dory.
It's just very public.
Okay, well, we're having a happy moment. I can let everybody know I'm happy. But if you're having a bad spot or a bad time in your relationship, that's not a social media option.
No, it's
like that's not. If you irritate me, and that's like, and I hate to see that when people, you take a person take you for granted, or I don't want to be bothered, and then the next day it's me and bae, and I'm like, you just played out your whole relationship for everybody to see.
The intimate pregnancy photos with the belly or whatever. You think that's oversharing?
Like on social media?
Not necessarily.
No,
I think that's a beautiful thing
because that's public. Everybody's gonna know you're pregnant. Just walk outside and.
Public
knowledge,
right,
so that's different. But, I shouldn't be able to go on your timeline and know
how your relationship is happening.
In your relationship,
I shouldn't be able to do that.
Yes,
that's a big problem. Sorry, ladies, we need to stop that.
So overall, you think that's?
So I think it's only women.
No, usually women.
99.9%.
Shame on you.
99.9. Hold on, we had to take our faults, right? We explained it where we fall off.
It's both.
Yeah. No, but the majority.
It is majority. Well, apparently it's majority women population, so.
Yeah, that's what, you know what I'm saying? Like it's way more.
By technicality, no, but we overshare.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have a next question that came in, and there's some people, mostly women, who they tend to say this.
I don't know why y'all singling us out, but okay.
We're singling y'all out.
They usually say, I'm keeping it real, I'm a realist, and I speak my mind. Usually they're loudmouth and they tend to be too honest. Everybody everybody has that loud friend who's in the party or who always loud or whatever. How do you address that if you have a partner that way, who's loud and boisterous and always...
But you didn't know that before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Like, why would you just find it?
You mean like a person who wants to like argue in public or something?
Right. How do you
something like that. Don't deal with it. Let that person argue. Let them go.
Easy. It takes two to argue.
That's all. Like, real talk.
What do you think?
I ain't trying to do all that. I'd never do all that.
They prefer to argue in public?
They don't have no filter then. If there's an issue, it's going to happen right there. There's no filter.
I think having no filter and being a realist are two different things. Right?
Well, see, and that's the issue though. Some people tend to confuse the two.
You could be real and still be smart. You could still be diplomatic. You could still be have decorum.
Right.
Because I usually say it's not what you say, it's how you relay that message.
Yes, it's how you say it. Right? Correct.
Okay. Now, this is another question that came in. My boyfriend has a big mouth. He tells his friends everything we do in the bedroom. Oh, no. I love him.
Oh no.
I love him. But his friends they're starting to look at me funny.
I can't take this. They want to know.
They want.
Now, mind you, she loves her boyfriend, and you know, she went into a little more details that she did some freaky stuff, but we're not gonna go into that. But she pretty much said,
wait a minute, what?
She did some.
She went into detail.
She shared the freaky information.
Yeah, no. She shared the information. Saying that she does some freaky stuff, but he tells all his friends
about the wonderful things she does for him.
She don't tell her friends no one. No, she don't.
Okay.
She don't tell her friends.
You don't know that.
He does. No, she don't, because she do some. She
How do you know the freaky stuff that she does?
Know that? Because this sounds like a mutually.
The question is.
No, we got the question. My question to you is, how do you know that she does freaky stuff?
No, you want me the wrong?
Because she had to disclose it. No.
He's telling his friends. His friends what she does.
No. Here's the important part. She does freaky stuff that she tells her friends and him about, right? Or does to him. He, in turn, tells his friends, all his male friends about the wonderful stuff. So it's the same thing.
No.
She's not talking to a friend.
No, but I get the question he's saying that why is he spreading it?
The question is, my boyfriend has a big mouth. He tells his friends everything we do in the bedroom. I love him. But his friends look at me funny now.
Okay, she doesn't do that though. She doesn't tell her friends.
So what is happening? She's performing acts, and he's saying like, "Listen, this is what my girl did." Like he's bragging about it, like being a little braggadocious.
Right, now, the bedroom business.
That's
being a blabbermouth.
Yeah, being a blabbermouth, which is very rare in the lower percentage of males.
Believe it or not, some guys like being bragged about.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think
some guys do like it.
I think that would make me wonder how serious he is about me.
Agreed.
Because if you're taking that approach, I think that you don't find our relationship sacred and special and private, because it maybe is just for you to have plugs.
Or it could be that he's really appreciative of what you do, and he wants the world to know.
He wants what? The world to know.
Say he's really appreciative about the world.
I am so happy, and I love you so much that you do the things you do. I want the world, and I'm not.
Nice.
Well, I ain't gonna tell the world how you.
Don't hide on it.
No, but that's what.
Well, I think that.
No.
Oh my God.
Private. I mean, you can be general and you could say, you know, my girl is the best ever sexually or whatever, but you don't have to go into detail and discuss your private business.
So, how do you address this? How would you address this?
Like, honestly, I think if a guy, I mean, if the relationship ain't that serious, if he's gonna be telling everybody about it, I don't think it's, listen, if this is my woman, that's like me sharing pictures. Anyway, you just can't do it. It just doesn't make sense, because if that's the person that you consider yours, intimate relationship, which once you got intimacy, that's a closed door. You kind of close up some stuff. That's that. So if you sharing all, she need to know that dude ain't that serious about her, because she literally, you know the term, that she's a jump off. He's enjoying the train. He's enjoying the train as it goes by. So you know, and I think she may be accustomed to that, because if you sharing some stuff to some extent, you know what I'm saying? If that's a norm for you and you still there, clearly.
Maybe she didn't know.
But she said she loves him. She said she loves him.
Yeah, but you love the dude that's sharing everything.
He's not a bad guy. That's the issue.
He's just very immature.
You know what though? Some people, there's some people in relationships who kind of capitalize on like sharing things. Like, you know, you get in a little guy and girl circle, and the girl just goes, they go off and say, oh, girl, you know what he does? Or, you know, even sometimes as couples, you can, not only that, I'm not talking, no, we not, see, look, hold on, look what you just picked my whole message. That ain't what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is, you could be, let's say all of us
so you're going to talk your bedroom business to get friends with your friends?
No, we're not talking about that part either. Drinks?
Or something
like that. But I'm saying women do the same thing in the circle even while you're with your guy. So, y'all be sitting with your guy, girl, you know, this one has do this, and you'll be,
but he has no proof of that though, because the question is, how do I deal with my man because he talks so much? Even if she is disclosing the information, her friends know to keep their mouths shut. His friends don't. That's the difference.
Our texter Nadine says it's so immature.
Very immature.
It is very immature.
How do you address this? If you love the guy, you don't want to get rid of him. You just
talk to him.
Tell him to shut up.
That's it.
But you have to always be willing to be open to getting rid of him.
Something just
you can't say getting rid of him is not an option, because what if this is just what he does?
No, I'm saying she don't want to. Initially, when she sent this question, it wasn't based on the premise of getting rid of him. She just wanted to address this issue.
No, but that's something to consider. If he refuses to respect
I don't think that you can.
His mate.
I don't think that you can teach someone to not do that. I mean, you have to have the sense to not do it.
Well, I think.
Or tell his friends to keep their mouth shut.
No, it's not the friends talking. She doesn't want the friends to know.
You want to tell the friends shut up?
Because I'm sure when I told my friends, listen, your T, this is between me and you. And somehow T couldn't keep his mouth closed.
I think there's a bro code and then there's a girl code. I think girls could discuss those things. A guy talking, I think guys talking about those type of stuff is weird.
They do.
I think it's different.
As much as
you don't think so?
No, I think it's the same.
I think women more. I think honestly,
are more open.
women talk about.
It's okay.
That's okay for a woman to talk about what a guy does to her. In most
talk
cases,
about their jump offs.
That's what I'm saying. Men don't talk about their women.
So maybe she needs to reevaluate the relationship.
If it's someone significant, he's not gonna reveal.
No, I think so.
Let's be real.
He may not take it seriously. He may be immature, and sometimes people have to learn how to be adults. A lot of times, unfortunately, certain things you would think that, your dad should have taught you this, or your mom should have taught you this. A lot of times, unfortunately, it was never taught.
I think she should work on the relationship, and because I don't think that he's taking it very seriously. I think she needs to
Even though he may be bragging about her in a good way.
He's not bragging.
There's nothing good about that.
It's not bragging.
That's not a good thing. I think she needs to work on that relationship.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Stop.
So another question that came through from one of our texters is, are words like "I don't care" and "so what," whatever.
Yeah.
Dismissive in relationships.
I just said I don't care like a minute ago. Hey, I'm sorry, but I do not care. Like there's some things that in relationships, I think. It's a strong word to say you don't care, because it kind of leaves room for that person to go to someone else and that stuff. But when you
I don't
care is really strong though. It could be used in a good way. It could be used in a good way and a bad way though. Right. That goes two ways. Because if she comes and she says something that she feels is gonna hurt or hurt you, and you say, listen, seriously, on a real note, it doesn't matter. I don't care about what you just did. Like, if you feel that bad about it.
Nice when you say I don't care.
Of course you can be nice. No, you can say I don't care.
There's no way to say I don't care nicely.
If you feel sad that you did something that you felt may have compromised the relationship.
Right.
And you came to me and I said, listen, I really don't care about that.
Okay.
Let's keep things.
Aww, how nice.
See? Now, versus you coming and saying, oh, hon, I feel this kind of way, yeah. And then
I didn't think you could say it nicely.
I could say it the same way and just be like, seriously, you could be like, I don't like, the way that girl was looking at you. Yeah, I don't care.
Oh my God.
See, that's a different, even though it sounds the same.
Right.
But I don't care hurts. That I don't care hurts, because you'd be like, so really, you don't care that I feel hurt? No, I don't. But no, it's different ways.
Yeah.
Now, the other one, I don't know.
The word whatever, some of these words are very dismissive and causes you to go into a shell. You don't think so, Jackie?
I do think that there are words that are not good for a relationship. Yes, like whatever.
Yeah, whatever isn't really good.
Yeah, that's a negative word.
Whatever is like but.
No.
Can I have
something like but?
Like but, yeah. Like that's one of the worst things I hear. Like one of the worst words I want to hear, like especially if I'm having a conversation. That but, because but is so shady.
Yeah, it is.
Because but is like the negative. Like you could say anything, but if you put but there, it omits everything you said before it.
What?
You can be like, I really like you.
Totally agree with you.
I really like you.
Totally agree.
But
no.
I do agree.
No,
but,
that's the honey before the vinegar.
No, girl.
Be honest, but be kind. That's
without but.
No,
but without but though.
Because that's
don't put but in there.
Favorite word, but.
Don't put but in there. But is a bad word.
However,
it just omits. You might as well just not say what you was about to say before the but.
I agree.
Tell me bad news.
I have a question from a texter. The texter asks, when he and his wife are around his family, she sometimes gets loud and disrespectful, which makes him look weak in front of his family.
That's the problem.
But he says the reason why he doesn't say much or corrects her in front of the family because he knows that will create an even bigger scene. How to address this?
This sounds like a drama queen.
Like she gets loud
in front of his family.
When they go to
family
functions or to a barbecue, whatever. But the reason why he don't really push the issue too much because he knows she's going to get loud, but he addresses it when he gets home.
Yeah, but that's no point.
How does he deal with that?
He may have to address it. Someone like that, you may have to address in public.
No, he needs to change. He just needs.
I don't agree with that.
I agree.
I don't agree with that.
No,
that's going to make it worse.
But my question is this: if he's addressing it at home, how come it's not yet resolved?
That's what I'm saying.
That's my point. So it may not need to be resolved at home.
Now I don't know.
You might be trying to.
You're never going to address something publicly.
No, what I'm saying, I'm not saying in public. I'm talking take her aside in the moment and say, listen, you're being disrespectful.
No, he's saying that would cause a bigger problem.
How to address this?
No,
you want to know how to?
It's obviously not going away with him. You're doing it in private.
No, do things in private. Have that conversation. That's the first thing. The second thing, if it continues, stop taking her around your family.
That's it.
Third thing, you need to probably remove out of your life.
That could be a problem if he stopped taking her around the family. Because she could be like, oh.
It's because she wouldn't shut up.
Boy, listen.
No, but I agree. I think that you should address it, and then if it's not curved, then yes, you have to go to step 2 and say, okay, well then we can't go there because you're going to embarrass me. And even if that means he's not going for the first 1 or 2 times, and then maybe he can try it again. But if she refuses to do it, then that's something that he should not tolerate in my
Why would you want to be with someone that embarrasses you, though? That doesn't
People have flaws.
No, it's nothing to do. No, it's nothing to do with flaws, right?
But listen, come on now.
No.
When she drinks or
What I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like what makes you feel like
people do that when they're sober.
What makes you feel comfortable enough to continuously bring someone to a place where they will embarrass you or bring shame to you?
That's why she was saying.
But do you agree? Do you agree that some persons have flaws that need ironing? They need ironing, but they have very, very good attributes as well. Sure. So she may have good parts about her that he really, really loves.
Nothing about you is so good that you have to tolerate someone disrespecting you.
Exactly.
Period. Nobody's saying that she doesn't have good traits. Obviously she does because she's in a relationship. But you still cannot accept.
That's a good butt.
That's a good butt. I beg your pardon. You cannot accept or tolerate that. That is ridiculous.
Cool. What about cursing at your partner?
I'm not a fan of that. That is
it depends on the form.
No.
If we arguing and I'd be like,
okay. I thought it was in the bedroom and okay, sorry.
Oh Lord.
I think it depends. It depends on the kind of relationship you guys have. If you know that your partner does not like it, then you should not do it because some persons in the heat of the moment use profanity and it's okay.
Well, here's the thing. But here's the thing. The only way you can get away a little bit with a curse is if it's used as an adjective. You cannot use it as a verb or a noun.
True story.
Ever.
Personally, I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan of cursing.
Yeah.
At all. Like now, what I'm saying is, if we're gonna curse, that's gonna be in one scenario only. I'm just saying the only acceptable method of cursing in a relationship by my standard happens.
Oh God.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
But you know how I think that a lot of times when you're in that first stage of getting to know, I'm not even going to say dating, getting to know one another, having conversations, these are things to talk about.
Of course, I agree. Yeah.
Because and
a lot of people miss that step. A lot of people.
And you know what? Back to your mouth getting you in trouble. That's where that Me Too syndrome gets really bad. Because when you meet a person,
but I said that from the beginning.
I'm saying just how they said that part. When you have that conversation with a person, and people aren't honest enough to say, "I don't like this," or
say it.
Yeah.
You see a trait in a person.
That's proper dating, you know.
I know, but people.
That's proper dating.
We don't do that here because you could.
We need to do that
I
here.
take you out
do we
once.
Date here?
We do. No, we don't date. We marry. We get engaged.
We don't date.
No, we get engaged. You get engaged with a person after 2 weeks.
Dating is different in the Bahamas.
2 weeks. 2 weeks you're engaged. That's it. Y'all are married.
That needs to change though.
Because most Bahamian women they want food versus in the United States.
Seriously?
No, seriously.
What are you talking about?
No. Bahamian women want you to take that. Listen, they want.
I need you to stop saying Bahamian women because you're talking about me.
We know because we ain't talking about. I don't know. I mean, we know other races, but we talking about Bahamians.
And if you take it every date on to a restaurant, but the difference between our dating and say dating in the United States is they could go to the park or to the.
I mean, you can go to the park here too.
Yeah, but a lot of women don't.
You just get bite from mosquitoes.
A lot of women, they don't even look at that.
They don't appreciate stuff like that. Yeah. they'd be like,
first thing they'll judge you by saying,
personally,
they'll say you cheap. It's a cheap.
Wait a minute.
No. I mean, I've been on dates on beaches and etc. It's a nice thing where you can go out. You have a lot of things you can do. I mean, Bahamian men aren't that creative when they first meet a woman.
I think a man lacks confidence. If he's going to take this stance, this is not going to be appreciated. I think that you should lead, which means if you want to take your girl to the park, take it to the park. If she does not appreciate it, she's not the one for you.
That's it. I like that.
However,
but he has to put some oomph in it too, though.
However,
you can take wine and cheese in the basket.
Every date can't be on a budget. Every date can't be on a budget.
What
but I like creativity. Like
every date, no matter what you do. What you mean? You rich? Who rich? Dating? You balling on him?
No, listen. Hear me out. Everything that you do for your significant other can't always be free. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, can't always be free. No, of course not. There's such a thing as planning. Yes, I understand that concept. But you know, most women, you know, when it's time for dating, it's the guy that puts all the effort forward, and women don't.
As it should be.
They just don't.
As it should be. No, it should not.
Power comes responsibility.
No, it should. You're the
head.
Women do not court men. Men court women.
That's why from now on, it's bamboo and the park.
Okay, don't you dare move. More relationships talk in just a moment when Sly Talk on More 94 returns.
Here's what's new on More 94, brought to you by Alive. There's now 2 ways you can call up your favorite DJ. 1, dial 94947 from any Alive phone. 2, dial 341-MORE. That's 341-6673. And just like that, you're connected directly to our request line. Request your favorite song or send a birthday shout out. It's easy. More 94, just dial 9494 from any Alive phone. You gotta love it.
More 94. More entertainment.
Yeah, you know what it is. It's Rap Quillian from 12 to 5 p.m. 5 days a week. We bring to you In the Loop, where we give you what's popping in pop culture.
I love the station.
Legit in the news and what matters to you. From 2 to 3, we kick it with the Bloodline Sound, International Father Decks, and give you the rockers that you love. In the Loop. So you know what it is. Hanging with your boy Rap Quillian 5 days a week. Now that's a full loop.
This is More 94, a service of More FM Company Limited, New Providence, Bahamas. Reach our studios at 242-341-6673 or our corporate offices at 242-361-2447. Email us at media@more94fm.com and find us on the web at www.more94fm.com. We're the Bahamas Superstation.
Are you ready? Yeah! Let's get started. Time to get up! Good morning! Here's what you missed on the Morning After Show.
194, what's up? Morning.
Morning.
Okay, what is your opinion on women being submissive in 2017?
Well, I think people have the wrong idea about submissive. They think servant when they hear submissive, but I think once you have a mutual respect for one another and understand that the man is the head of the household, you can make decisions together, but ultimately I think the man should have the final say. That's what the Bible says.
194, what's up?
Hi, good morning. I just wanted to, put in my 5 cents.
Let me have your 5 cents.
Penny pennies.
I think women should still be submissive because at the end of the day, they're still the sweetheart out there. She is submissive. If you're a real woman, trust me, it's always best to be humble and submissive, regardless of if you're making more money than him or, you higher, on the ladder than him.
So, the sweethearts are submissive, so the woman who wants to be wife should learn to be submissive as well.
Yes.
Yes.
That is awesome.
I'm humble.
More entertainment is on More 94. Yours truly, Big L in the building alongside Chemist.net. It's the Morning After Show. Get your dose of the Morning After Show weekdays from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Only on the station giving you more morning. You got it like that.
More 94. Let's go. More entertainment.
Relationship blues? Perplexed? Confused? Bothered? Hurt?
Yeah.
Sounds like you could use some SLYTalk. Here we go. And we're back. Our topic for today is, can your mouth be your own worst enemy? It's such an awesome day today, and I'm so glad to have the panelists I have. You guys are awesome. So, do you think trivializing things is a good thing in a relationship?
No.
No?
I mean, it depends.
I mean, is it damaging then?
I mean, there are times when it might be good to trivialize, but generally I would say no.
When is it good to trivialize? If something is big to me, and I'm trying to discuss it with you.
Well, maybe it's someone from the outside trying to make a big deal out of something, and I want to just tone it down.
You might be overthinking the situation too, though.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might be overthinking the situation too much, whereas I can see, you know, it's not as serious as you're looking at it.
But what do you think? I would call that deflection, like just tossing it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if either of the people in the relationship find something important, it's important.
Yeah.
As a rule, I mean.
So both persons have to find it important?
No, any of the persons.
It should be important.
It's important. It is important.
And
it can't be trivialized.
It should be important to the collective.
I don't know. You might feel it's important to take the garbage out every single day, where I might feel that I could do it once every other day. I may listen to your point of view, but I'm not gonna.
No, but I mean,
she's not debating that. That's where compromise comes into play. But what it is the importance of actually discussing or dealing with it versus dismissing it.
Right.
I don't think you should dismiss it. I agree. You should discuss it.
You may feel as if the situation is trivial. You might think that to yourself, and you keep that to yourself.
But you can't let that out.
You still respect your significant other, and you listen to them, and you get your Oscar, and you put on your best Oscar.
That leads to resentment eventually, though, if you continue to hold.
No, there's a time and a place.
If you're being dishonest to yourself, you would become resentful.
Yeah. I sometimes feel as if you go back to situations. You don't address everything right then and there when there are emotions. You come back to it at a later date when you're in a happier place. It's already passed.
That's not always a good thing.
That's not always good, because sometimes it leads you. Sometimes it can lead you to forget what your actual the intent was.
If you say you have to know your spouse, you have to know your significant other, because sometimes you may be in a heated moment, and guess what? Okay, she's angry, I'm angry, he's angry, I'm angry. Maybe now is not the right time to get into it. We are both butting heads. We're not listening to one another. Right. Let's take a break, and then let's come back. Because
same day maybe, but not.
You know what is so interesting? Sometimes when you sleep on it and you wake up and that emotion has passed, sometimes you know what? Maybe I overreacted.
What about the theory you're not supposed to go to bed angry, though?
Right. I agree.
This is how I feel. I don't believe in you're not supposed to go to bed angry, because being angry with someone doesn't mean that you stop loving them. Being angry with someone doesn't mean that you no longer want to be with that person.
But it causes cancers. It causes relationship cancers.
You're angry. It's okay. I think we think that it's supposed to be a perfect situation, whereas, okay, like in the sitcoms, you have the problem in the beginning, and in 30 minutes at the end of the sitcom, it all works out and it's perfect. It doesn't work like that all the time.
I think when they say don't go to bed angry, I think they say address it and try to come to a solution.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay, so I believe in not going to bed angry. I do believe, however, that there may be some exceptions, not to that rule, but some exceptions, whereas you may look at an issue and it may be so overwhelming that you two agree that we're happy, we're not angry, but we're going to resolve this later. If both parties agree and there's no anger, that might work, where you could pick that up later, but that would be the exception.
Right. And in the case of like, if you have an issue that you may feel pressed about, but you don't tell me about it because you said, well, we were already angry about something. Let's not talk about it. And right, you don't give me that opportunity to address, because I may take it in stride and we may be able to talk about it. However, if you allow yourself to calm down over it, you anticipate that I would be calm, or I do something that makes you extremely happy, and then you retract the entire issue that you had in and of itself by saying, I don't want to make our happy situation angry by bringing up this issue now.
Let me play devil's advocate, because a lot of times we tell men, okay, when it's heated and you feel as if you're gonna get even more angry, you walk away. You leave it, you remove yourself from the situation. That's a part of it as well. If you feel as if you are so angry and you're not listening to that person and you have no sense of logic or reasoning, so before it gets physical, before I do something I may regret, let me remove myself from the situation, let me calm down.
That's
sensible. Let me really think about it and then come back to it.
Yeah, but you don't have to wait till the next day.
No, but I could be, if we live together, I could be angry and still lay on the side of you. I still love you. That doesn't change anything. We're still in this together. We just gonna have to fix it.
Right, later. Yeah. If you have a topic that you would like to hear discussed on SLYTalk, drop us a line in our Facebook inbox at SLYTalk. You guys are thebomb.com, guys. Thank you so much for being with us here week to week. Our panelists are the bomb. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for contributing every week here. The conversation is always on A. Always. For sure, everyone's temperament is different. What one person can take, surely the other one will not. There are relationships that have grown to learn what's acceptable and what is not, and therefore you can act accordingly. But what happens if the relationship comes to an abrupt close? All that you've learned, you will take into another relationship, and therefore it is important for you to ensure that what you're taking is marketable or braggable instead of tasteless and misfortunes. Use every relationship as an opportunity to improve who you are as a person, and subsequently to improve the person that you are with. Always remember, love isn't supposed to hurt. It's not supposed to be heavy either. While sometimes, a loose tongue can get you fired in every instance. Curb your attitude. Find a way to think, hold, and then speak, so as not to hurt the person you love. Until next time, people, love hard. I'm your girl, Sly, and this is SLYTalk. Like what you heard here today and want to be a part of the steamy conversations discussed here on SLYTalk? Like us, follow us, and join the conversation on Facebook or on Instagram at SLYTalk. Also, visit the SLYTalk YouTube page for today's show and previous SLYTalk episodes. Never miss another show.